Hello Pokemon fans, PokemonCPC here, giving you a special Pokemon build on the Pokemon Zoroark. I have brought up Showdown up here to better explain what my strategies are for Zoroark. Now, when I was introduced to Zoroark, it was back in Black and White 2. It was around the time I was trying to get back into competitive play, so it was kind of like I was just looking at my options, seeing what was meta, what was not meta, and then I stumbled across Zoroark, and you know what? Like, I at first I didn't think its ability would be really that incredible as as it was advertised, but honestly, Zoroark is just a really good Pokemon, especially for trolling. Like, I remember my friend had a good competitive team. He was like literally just wrecking me every game. And when I finally got the hang of Zoroark, eventually I got Zoroark to really help me out in, duping out my opponent, making them think that, oh, I'm using this Pokemon, it has this moves, I know it's not Zoroark. But Zoroark does a really good job at hiding that. So this is the main set I used when I first started with Zoroark. It's a pretty common set, you might see it on Smogon. It's kind of where I went off of the set, and I feel that it's a really, really good set overall. So the set kind of starts out with the main contender. Would you want to go with Night Days or over Dark Pulse? And some people seem to like, it's mainly a preference thing for Night Days and Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse does give you that flinch and it's still stab, but Night Days on the other hand has a lot more power. Sure, it has lower accuracy, but it also has that special accuracy lowering for your opponent. I worded that pretty badly, but it actually is really helpful. I've had times when Zoroark would avoid the opponent's attacks a lot more often with Night Days, and haven't had Night Days really fail on me that often. Anytime it has, sure, it could be annoying, but it's extremely useful to have Night Days over Dark Pulse, in my preference opinion. Now, on to the other moves. Now, why you want to have Trick? Trick is mainly a move that you would want to have to get rid of your choice specs. Now, you might ask, why get rid of your choice specs? Well, maybe you're in a situation where you need to use other moves for later on. Choice specs really does help you. I just feel that the choice specs at times, I like getting rid of the choice specs and then trapping your opponent in a certain move they don't want to be in. Like, I've had times where people get stuck in Stealth Rocks or on a move they don't really want to be on, and it's just really hilarious. Now, the problem is with this, you might not want to try doing this on every Pokemon, especially if the Pokemon's a special attacker, because remember, Choice Specs still gives that boost no matter what. So if you're not careful, you could actually be helping your opponent get a better sweep on you, and you might just want to be careful about that. Because here's the thing, Zoroark is a fast Pokemon. Sure, there will be priority moves that outspeed it, but overall, it will outspeed a lot of things that you will most likely not even see coming. Like, it's just really fun to see Zoroark outspeed, use Trick first turn, and instantly. Now, some may question, don't you want to keep Zoroark's, do you want to keep him hidden from most opponents? That in some cases, yes, that's true. You don't want to use Zoroark first, but at the same time, using Zoroark first can actually lead to a sweep if your opponent does not suspect it right off the bat. Like, if you use Trick or when you use Night Days, of course people are going to instantly say, that is a Zoroark. I instantly know that I have to get into my Fairy type or my Fighting type and get rid of the Zoroark. That's the first thing most people do. But some ways to gag it out, I've had times where I had a Charizard on the team, and since this Zoroark runs Flamethrower, I've had it where my opponent still thought it was still a Charizard, tried using a water move, but, in the end result, it was a Zoroark, and it was really hilarious, the reaction after that. But overall, that's what the main bulk of the set. Focus Blast is situational. You could always change Focus Blast for something else. I just put Focus Blast because it does counter a lot of things, and when you get Focus Blast off of Zoroark, it's really deadly, and it's so funny when I see the reactions to that as well. So there's that. Now, choice specs again really helps Zoroark. Let's say maybe you don't want to, use Trick and get rid of the, item, or maybe you're in a situation where you have no choice but to actually use a move of yours. Oh, I usually go for Night Days, because honestly, Night Days is probably Zoroark's #1 powerful in the move. Flamethrower is good, same as Focus Blast, but again, Night Days is mainly your main go-to for the entire set. I feel that it's one of the really best moves overall. Now, in terms of the stats and what type of nature, I feel that the best nature would be Timid. It gives up the speed, it gives good speed, gets rid of attack. Now, most people would say, well, Zoroark is fast enough, why just make it so the nature boosts his special attack? Well, I just feel that having that speed for Zoroark is the best thing to dupe other people out some more. Usually some people are like, wait a minute, that Pokemon's not usually that fast. And some people don't realize how fast Zoroark is at times. So that's why it's really funny to just see them be like, oh no, why is it so fast? Like, I can't react to that. So it's just something to just know about. Now, going up against something like a Kangaskhan, Zoroark might have a tough time if he gets faked out right off the bat, because Kangaskhan will power up punch the sucker right out of the ring. Unless you Focus Blast it, you might be able to KO it. Like, Zoroark is meant to be a troll sweeper. That's something that I can't stress enough. It's meant to troll people, and it's meant to just completely annihilate them. Now, that's pretty much the main bulk of this set. So in terms of EVs, I guess you want to just go for 252 special attack and 252 speed. I would rather actually put the 4 on the defense over the special defense, since majority of moves that would be attacking Zoroark would be fighting moves that makes his weakness. But at the same time, special defense helps against fairy typing, and sometimes if it really depends on what you want those last 4 EVs to be on, because again, maybe you're putting Zoroark in a special team, then yes, you want to put it in a team where most Pokemon's weaknesses are special attacking moves, then yes, you would want to put the 4 on special defense, something like that. It's good to keep that in mind anyways. But yeah, that's the main set I mainly use for Zoroark, and I feel that it's probably the best set for Zoroark as of today. Most likely there's other sets, but here's 2 other sets I did create actually for Zoroark. If you feel like you don't want to go over this build and you want to go something a little different, because remember, Trick is a black and white tutor move, so it's not in X and Y. Maybe in Alpha Ruby and Omega, maybe in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we'll get move tutors by then, but we don't know for now. But yeah, Trick, remember, is a black and white move, so if you want to get your Zoroark, like with this set, you want to go and get the move tutor and breathe in those games. But yeah, that's my preference. So moving on. Now, in terms of this set that I'm showing you right now on screen, it's pretty much like the last set, only the difference is obviously you're missing the Trick and you're not running choice specs. Now, again, you could run choice specs, but without Trick, it kind of, makes Zoroark kind of a difficult Pokemon to do, trick people out sometimes. So a good item I recommend is either an Expert Belt or Black Glasses. Expert Belt does help if you want to go against super effective moves, and Black Glasses just helps boost that Night Days. That's like, really, again, Night Days is mainly your go-to. That's why I put the Black Glasses over other items usually. But so the last move here, you could just use either a Sucker Punch, Foul Play, Shadow Claw. Like, there's a lot of good options you can have for Zoroark's last move for this set. The one I ran before, Pokebank was out was U-Turn. I felt that U-Turn did help at situations like, oh no, you revealed my Zoroark, I'm gonna U-Turn out of there and use Zoroark for later when you won't see it coming, if you don't remember Zoroark. Like, oh, I forgot about this Zoroark, I almost forgot about it. So, in that situation, it's really up to you what you want for the last move for this type of set, and that's kind of what I'm going for here. So yeah. Now on to the last set. Now this set is kind of not really a common set most people see, because here's the thing. When it comes to status conditions, you really, like, if Zoroark gets burned, it's usually not a problem. But for this set, it is going to be an issue. So there's a few things you can do for this set, and this set I felt is more of an anti-meta, non-common deck. Non-common build that you see of Zoroark. It's actually a physical build that uses its attack stat. Now, Zoroark's attack stat isn't terrible. It's actually good enough to be, you know, pretty solid and viable. And I feel that you can easily just make use of Zoroark's move pool that's physical attacks. He does have a good physical move pool. So a few, like mainly this one, you would mostly be running dark moves. So you don't have many options in terms of like variety. I mean, you could add variety, but it wouldn't be as effective, I feel. Now, a couple of items I feel that would work for this is either the Lumberry, Expert Belt, or Life Orb. Only the Lumberry is only there if you get burned, just in case. Even other status conditions. I mean, you don't want Zoroark to get in a status condition. I don't think you want any Pokemon to be in that situation. But again, that's one item you can put in. Expert Belt, again, for the super effective boosts, or Life Orb. Now, the reason I didn't add Life Orb in the other sets is I feel that you do not need that extra power boost. That's just overkill on Zoroark, and you want Zoroark to have a lot of health, because it is still a pretty frail Pokemon. It's no way in heck like a Pokemon that can just take hits. It's not really a Pokemon that can do that. So that's pretty much like what I suggest for this at 252 attack, obviously, and just keep giving that speed. I feel that speed is really necessary for Zoroark to get those hits off. Now, when it comes to the moveset, I feel that Night Slash does help get you that stab, and it does give you that high critical ratio. So, you know, getting critical hits is nice. I feel it works. Another good move that's been revamped this gen, and it's by far one of the most common moves you would want to have on a team nowadays, which is Knockoff. Seeing that there's a lot of Pokemon with Mega Stones, people would... I did wonder at first, like, wait, if the Pokemon's holding Mega Stone, he can't technically lose the Mega Stone with Knockoff. Well, apparently Knockoff will still keep staying powered while the Mega Stone is still being held, because it still counts as an item. So having Knockoff in this gen is by far a really good move to have. And Zoroark, I'm happy Zoroark does have that. He will get the stab off of that too. So having Knockoff is a really good idea to have for this Zoroark. U-turn again in those situations if you want to keep your Zoroark and not get caught. There you go. And then finally, Sucker Punch if you need that priority. If you feel that you're going to get outsped, or you feel like you know, you're paralyzed or something in those situations, you don't really need Sucker Punch. You can easily switch it for something else. Again, with this type of set, I don't feel there's much variety. You could add variety just so you can have a better chance of making up Zoroark's illusion ability. But I feel this is the most problematic set, and it's the most harder set to use. So if you want a challenge, I say try to make your own attack build of Zoroark with more variety. But this is the build I would suggest. Again, Sucker Punch maybe is I do question it myself. Maybe I should remove that and add something else. But again, there is more variety with the other special attacking Zoroarks over the you know, the physical attacking Zoroarks. So that's mainly it on all the Zoroarks. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching my first ever video on Pokemon building. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you go watch my first battle video with Combine Armani 456. It was a pretty intense battle, and I say it'd be you know, it's a good way to start on this channel. If you like, please leave a like or comment or even subscribe if you're interested. And I will see you on the next Pokemon build or Pokemon battle. See you guys then.